live recording this right now. It is Thursday night, February 5th, NBA show. Goodbye football. We're done with football. NBA trade deadline show. Connor's here. Chase is here. Fellas, it's good to be back talking ball. No more football. We're done, Connor.
It's nice. It's nice to be back. We haven't done NBA since the season preview. I'm sure people are clamoring for the content.
I think people are just they're like, why isn't Dylan here? Why isn't he talking Ohio State? Like, I don't know. The Sony Opens this week, I guess. Whatever golf tournament.
He's tied up there. Yeah.
What golf tournament is this weekend?
Brother, it
crickets.
is February. Who the heck knows?
Waste management. It's got to be the waste management then. Super Bowl.
It is waste management, actually. You're right.
Yep.
That's one of the bigger ones. Good call.
Yeah. I saw the Travis Kelce shot. Anyhow, NBA trade deadline show. Let's just get right into it. We got a ton to get into. Let's start off with the first trade that kicked everything off. Really kicked off the week was James Harden for Darius Garland. Pretty straight up, and then there was a second round pick involved as well. So Harden to the Cavs, and the Clippers get Darius Garland. Now, Connor, I'll let you start. Let's start with the Cleveland side. How do you like this fit with Harden and Mitchell together? And it seems like there's not enough basketballs to go around. Maybe.
Yeah, the fit is a little weird for me. I think just from a basketball perspective, having a guy like James Harden on a team with a guy like Donovan Mitchell, where they are both so ball dominant, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. But to be honest, I kind of understand it from both sides. Like if you're Cleveland, I feel like you've hit a certain point where Darius Garland's a talented player, but if you're not going to be on the court playing games for whatever reason, things outside his control, whatever it may be, bad luck, he's not on the court. You're paying a guy that much money. You're clearly trying to contend now, win now over the next 2 to 3 years. That's your window, and he's not even playing. I can't blame them for going to get James Harden. I don't know how it's going to look. It's probably going to be clunky at first, but I think Evan Mobley is going to benefit a lot from having James Harden running some of the show.
Chase?
Yeah, it's interesting. Immediately, you kind of think to yourself when you see it, you're like, I hate this. James Harden, fat suit James Harden. Like, we didn't even know he wanted out of L.A., and we thought maybe there's a little bit something going on here, although that's the Clippers, up and down. But you look at what Cleveland gave up, and you're not missing anything unless you're like Hoodie Garland on Twitter and you're like writing essays about how sad you are right now.
Wait, you didn't know I am Garland StatMuse. I run the Garland StatMuse account.
No way. So how you feeling?
Yeah, they're probably devastated.
They're probably devastated. But look, man, Garland had health problems. I know he could get hot sometimes. I know he was drafted to the city and all that stuff. You get off the contract. You only have to give up a second rounder. What is that worth in the year 2026? What's that?
Nothing.
I
think the Bulls have 47 second rounders right now.
Exactly. So, by all intents and purposes, I like the move. It's clearly a win now move for the Cavs. They think that they have a window in a wide open Eastern Conference, and James Harden can be additive to that. He's had a good year. Statistic-wise, it is going to be interesting lining him up with Donovan Mitchell, like Connor mentioned. But all in all, I don't hate it from the Cavs. I know, James Harden, I put the years he's there at like 2.5, and I would smash the under. But you're going for it this year, man, and you got a talented dude that can win or lose you games, but hoping for the wins.
An underrated point that people aren't really talking about is that people say, look, James Harden's 10 years older, it shortens your championship window. Does it? Because if this version of the Cavs team doesn't win for the next 2 to 3 years, it's getting blown up anyways. The people are going to get traded either way. So you might as well bring in a guy like James Harden who might have a year or two left in his peak apex like that. And the other side of it is, what is his biggest shortcoming? What is James Harden's biggest shortcoming? Not showing up in the playoffs. You know who one of the biggest playoff risers in the NBA is? Donovan Mitchell. I think this could kind of work out.
Playoff riser?
I would say so. You would trust a Donovan Mitchell at the end of games. I think so.
Donovan Mitchell, who's never been to a conference finals. That guy.
Yeah,
I mean, okay. Well,
but I get what you're saying though, because there is the 2 games of a series. Donovan Mitchell does go for 46. Just put it. There's 2 games every 7-game series. Donovan Mitchell has 46, but then he can have those really inefficient nights. I think when these two are on the court together, there's going to be nights it looks so ugly. But at the same time, I get it. I get why you do this trade. Like, you knew what was going to happen with Garland. Why not bring in James Harden? You get Harden in, who, look, this is not a long-term commitment like it was to Darius Garland. You can get off of it pretty easily after the season if you want. And also, I think if you're doing kind of a win-now move, which sounds crazy when you're talking about the playoffs, I think I would rather have Harden than Garland at this point because clearly not just the basketball fit, but also Mitchell and Garland clearly didn't get along. Clearly there was a chemistry issue there, and they never gelled and never figured it out. And I think that's kind of the bigger point of this as well. And you talk to our buddy who's a Cavs fan, Chase, like, you look at yourself in the East right now and you go, this could be our only chance to win this. Because you go into next year, the Pacers are probably going to have a top 3 pick in the draft, get one of these generational type guys maybe, and they're going to be right back in the mix. Jason Tatum and the Celtics are going to be the favorite going into next season. And then even then, all these other teams are going to get better and better and better. So this is your one chance in the most wide open East we've ever seen. I don't think it's that bad, but I'm not over the moon about it.
Donovan Mitchell's averaged 30 the last couple years in the play. We're talking about playoff riser. Come on, guys.
But no, see, this is why I need Dylan here. Outliers.
Couple
Karter.
big games, couple small. Yeah. I know.
I'm kidding. No, but he has 46 like every 3 games in the playoffs. It's like, oh, he had 46.
I think he made a good point though about this is their best chance to win it is this year. And you want somebody, for all James Harden's faults and shortcomings, he's on the court. He plays. He is consistently on the court. And so if you're the Cavs, and this is your one chance, if you look around the East and say this is our best shot this year, I think you guys are right. I don't hate the move at all.
Yeah, and on the Cavs point as well, you get rid of DeAndre Hunter, who just never fit in once with this team, and you get in Keon Ellis. Like, I feel better about the Cavs after this point. And when the initial trade happened, like Chase talked about, your initial feeling is you see James Harden going to your team, you go, yikes. Like, and when the dust settled, I think the Cavs are actually in a better position, as crazy as that is to say. Connor, let's go to the Clippers side of this real quick.
Wait, hold on real quick on the Cavs, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go. So, on DraftKings right now, Cavs are now the favorite to win the East. And that's post-trade. I don't know what the odds were before. I should have looked that up. But I just know that right now they're the favorites. Are they the favorites in your book? Does this move the needle that much for you? Because I'll tell you right now, that's a no from me.
So I would have probably said them or the Knicks.
I still like Detroit and New York over this Cavs team in a playoff series.
I worry about Don't you worry about this Detroit team in a 7-game playoff series? Like, can Cade single-handedly take them to the finals? Because I think that's what it's going to take. And I know other
Cade's
guys
not the only all-star on that squad. Just saying.
I get that, but I feel like come playoff time, it's do you trust the secondary dudes on this roster to get it done?
I mean, who do you trust on the Cavs outside of?
I would trust. I know Harden hasn't been great in the playoffs, but I'd probably trust the combination of Mitchell and Harden a little bit more too. You're not mentioning the Hornets,
but I think Cavs' favorite is a little bit of an overreaction by the books there. That's all I'm saying.
I actually kind of see the reasoning behind that. I mean, if you're looking at the rest of the East, I get it. Cade's great, Duran's great. Until they win a couple of series, can we put them ahead of somebody like that? I mean, I don't know. I think the Cavs
haven't won a series either.
Yeah, they did.
They did last year.
They won one series and then got gentlemen swept by the Pacers. James Harden's not good in playoff series.
I don't know. I'm optimistic from the Cavs side of this. I think, Max Strus is going to come back from his foot injury eventually. You got a guy like Sam Merrill who's in the playoff rotation. They've got the pieces, like you said, Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. I think they have a pretty good 9-man rotation heading into the playoffs. And if you look around the East, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I trust the Knicks or the Pistons more than them. And I get it with the whole Harden thing, but I think Donovan Mitchell takes a big step this year. I think he'll have a great playoffs.
I can't believe we're not mentioning the Raptors in this conversation.
Yeah, you're right, Karter.
It sucks because I know I was probably so hell-bent on the Raptors under in the preseason previews, and they're going to the playoffs, and I'm going to have to watch this effing Raptors team play.
They're going to be a top 6 seed.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs, and it's going to be yay, the Raptors, Sixers, NBA TV, get your popcorn ready.
But it's going to be Raptors, Pistons. They drop.
Do you put the Celtics in that category after the Vucevic trade?
No. Coming from a Celtics fan, no. They don't have enough. If Tatum comes back, I still don't even love what that is, because what does that look like minutes-wise? What does it do to the chemistry of what they have cooking right now? And also, we'll talk about the Vooch trade. That doesn't move the needle at all for me with the Celtics team. I like the Cavs over the Celtics. I'll tell you that much right now.
How much more of a favorite were the Cavs over like the Pistons and the Knicks? Was it close?
It's very close. Knicks,
Okay.
Cavs plus 300, Knicks 320, Pistons 370, Celtics 380. I mean, they're all within 80 points of each other. So
roll a die, and then you're that's all that's saying. They have no idea.
yeah,
I think getting Vucevic is a fine pickup. I mean, you look at him versus Simons. Who fits the team better? What's more of a need? I feel like Pritchard's come on this year. He started a lot of the games. Derek White's still there. Hugo Gonzalez has been picking up minutes. Shireman started a few times. Like, you've got the guards. You really just lacked a solid big man to play 25 minutes a game. Neemias Queta is great when you play him for 20 minutes. If you start getting into the 30, 35-minute range for Neemias Queta, I don't know if that's gonna last in the playoff series.
And Chase, I warned you off here. We're going to see the Brook Lopez renaissance with Vucevic. He's going to start just draining threes left and right in this Celtics offense.
Oh yeah.
Well, he already shoots he's 54, 38, and 83 or something, and he's averaging upwards 18, 19 points a game. Look, we can just talk about this now, I guess. I understood the move. It was more of a money move, and what can we just get in return for this guy who's had a pretty good season, who's a legit 6 Man of the Year candidate. I think they did what they could with what they had. Obviously, the Zubac was what they were gunning for, but you see that Zubac price, and you understand why Stevens in that front office decided that's simply too much for this guy.
Stevens had to duck the tax. He had to do it, and he did it.
He did it pretty beautifully, because the Celtics are still going to be, just as good, if not better, than what they are right now. But when it comes to dog days of, hey, 7-game series here, and Vooch, is he going to get you the rebounds you need? Is he going to play the defense you need when you get switched on to Cade Cunningham or Jalen Brunson or whoever it is that they're going to be hunting? It doesn't seem like a recipe for success with a guy that is going to be asked to play 25 minutes at the center position for the Celtics team. There's still clearly problems. It's nothing new. We didn't expect the Celtics to be here. But I'm happy with it for what it is this year. Next year, we'll see what they can do.
But, Connor, maybe you agree here. No, there are huge flaws, I think, with all of these teams in the East where you can pinpoint to. Where I would be a little more optimistic if I'm you, because you're playing with house money this season.
I would agree. I do wonder, the Celtics don't have a great bench. They don't have a ton of depth, as opposed to some of the last couple Celtics iterations we've seen. I think they definitely have a chance. I think they're in it. I think they're properly rated. You said, their odds to win the East. I think that's fine. They're probably top 4. It's just, as you said, Chase, in a 7-game series, once it really boils down to it, when Jaylen Brown's your only scoring option for long stretches, he's been great in the regular season, but when it's game 4 or 5 on the road like that, and Jaylen Brown's the go-to guy, I don't know if he's getting it done for 7 games like that with a supporting cast. I think Boston's been great. I agree with you. I don't think they're going to have nearly enough. Maybe they make the second round.
If Zubac was the trade, and if they made that happen, I'd feel a lot different. But
Chase, who do you want?
Was the second option.
What's the
Go
best
ahead.
possible matchup for the Celtics?
Best possible matchup for the Celtics round 1. A really good question.
I mean, if you're the Celtics, you can get to the 2 seed. That would be the goal.
That'd be the goal.
Miami?
You could play Miami would be great. Maybe the Hawks slipped in there, or the Magic. I mean, those are all. But the 3 seed, your consolation prize is to get to play the Raptors. So
I don't love that for Boston. The Raptors have a lot of lengthy guys that can switch on Jaylen Brown and cause him problems. I don't love that matchup.
But
they have Vucevic.
Brandon Ingram. Yeah, Brandon Ingram.
What about him?
Scotty Barnes is the first option in the playoffs. I don't think he's quite there yet. Plus, who else do you want
ask
to see?
RJ Barrett who the first option is. It's not Scotty Barnes.
And exactly.
The Raptors are going to be a weird out. Or what about I don't know. We don't have to get into playoffs.
Orlando's the answer right there. If you want my honest answer, you want to play
Orlando's the team you want.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know.
Not a Paolo believer.
Yeah, I still hold out a little bit of hope in this Orlando thing where it's
Keeping
like,
no
do you
joy.
really want to play against that much talent?
I mean, there's talent across the board, brother. I mean, have
Yeah,
you seen
that's
what
what Baines
Paul has done
muscles-
this year?
This is the Eastern Conference. Come on. This is the Eastern Conference. I mean, get out of here.
Hornets.
Philly's a
Hornets is the
nightmare.
answer. I take it
Philly's
back.
a nightmare matchup for Boston, I think. I don't think you want to play Philly
Yeah,
if you're
that's
Boston.
notice I didn't mention them. I don't want to see
Yeah.
Philly at all. I joked about the Hornets. I don't want to see the Hornets either. That's a first.
No one
Nobody
does.
wants to see the Hornets.
Best 5-man lineup in the history of the NBA.
You hear that? You hear-
Offensive.
That's the Hornets breathing down the Bull's neck and the Hawks'
That's-
neck to get into the play-in
Coming
conversation.
for that 10 seed.
That's Hugo. Hugo's coming after you. Hugo the Hornet. We need Hugo Gonzalez in Charlotte, dude. Let us take him. Going back to the Harden trade real quick, we didn't talk about the Clippers side of this. I guess this can also bleed into the Zubac trade as well, where Zubac goes to Indiana. So, what the F are the Clippers doing? Are they preparing for a massive Kawhi suspension with the salary cap stuff? Are they saying, all right, we knew this is dead, we knew this is over? Like, what the F's going on here, Connor?
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me if although if there was a big Kawhi suspension coming and people were aware of it, would he have just been named an All-Star? Probably not. If we're being honest, they probably would have just left him off and named somebody else. But I think in terms of the Clippers, you're looking towards the future. And so that's why I'm a little, I wouldn't have been shocked if they were shopping Kawhi Leonard around or something like that, because I don't think he's a part of their long-term future plan. I guess you do have to pivot more towards like a Darius Garland as your future guy in this case. But in terms of this season, they're 23 and 27 right now. They're 9th in the Western Conference. That's probably it for them, right? Unless Kawhi can drag them to the play-in, they probably fall out. I guess Memphis is pretty bad. I guess they might stick in there, the 9-10 seed. But
Here's the problem with
And
the
Mavs are
Clippers.
trying to tank.
You're going full tank. Guess what pick you don't own? Your own first round pick. So what are you hoping to accomplish here? The OKC gets your pick. What if you win the freaking lottery? Don't worry though. If the Pacers pick from 5 to 9, they get that sucker. But I guarantee Pacers are not picking in there.
yeah, what a weird protection.
That protection 5 to 9 just tells you straight up that the Pacers know that we're getting in that top 4.
Or they don't like 5 through 9 as prospects, which I can.
Yeah, that's
they're like,
low-key
hey,
get
we've got our
behind.
top 4 guys, and there's a drop off.
Yeah. But if you're the Clippers,
funny.
like, I understand you're clearly getting rid of money, disgruntled stars. You see you're not going anywhere. But this, to me, is a 5-year kind of move. Who knows what Kawhi's going to be wanting in the offseason. Wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in a different jersey. This is setting you back a long, long time. Credit to them for doing it, because most teams, when they're kind of sitting in this stage, this time of the season, are like, let's just stick it out, see what we can do in the playoffs. But you don't even have your pick. And for the sake of the NBA, the Clippers need to kind of stick around at this, 7 to 8 to 9 seeding, because we cannot let OKC get a top 5 pick here. But this is going to set the Clippers back 5 years. I mean,
Well,
where do you go from here?
That's the thing. This is the reset button. You look at their roster. They've got a ton of aging guys at the top. Leonard's 34. Brook Lopez is 37. Beal's 32. And how much value does he have? Bogdanovich is probably nearing the end of his career. You look down the list. You've got Darius Garland, Jordan Miller showing flashes. They're both 26. You've got, Isaiah Jackson coming into the trade. Matherin's 23. But that's about it. A couple of young guys they've drafted, Cam Christie and the center from Penn State. But they don't have a ton of pieces, if we're being honest. Like, they don't have this bright future by any means. So I think you're right, Chase. This could be the start of a 3, 4, 5-year turnaround where they just suck. And I mean suck. Like, old Clippers suck.
And they're
But
missing the
if you-
best draft in 20-something odd years. And guess what? 2027, 2028 are awful drafts. So I don't care how bad you are. Those picks just aren't as valuable.
Oh, yeah, Bryce James is going to be in one of them.
He's right.
The Australian Basketball League draft, the New Zealand. He's going to the New Zealand Breakers.
Breakers.
Yes.
Hey,
I didn't mention
shout out
Cody
to the
Sanders
Breakers.
either. He's been pretty good recently.
With the Clippers, that like getting rid of James Harden, getting Darius Garland in. If you are going to be a bad team and just trot out these dudes, like if you're gonna like. I like that part of it, but at the same time, it's scary when you don't have your own picks, because They're going to be bad. They could give up a top 5 pick in an elite draft to OKC and whatnot. But at least if you get rid of James Harden, Garland comes in. Garland on a bad team can look unbelievable, drop these crazy numbers, and so can Mathurin at this point develop his offensive game a little bit more. And those can become decent assets you can turn into something in the future, maybe to get your own picks back maybe. I guess that's the thought, and I think they got out as best they could, and because why hold on to it? But at the same time, it's like we've known this, and we know this is coming with Phoenix, even though they've had a shout-out Jordan Knott and the Phoenix Suns for looking as good as they have this season. But we know what's coming is that they're doomed.
Yeah, and it's just weird timing on the Clippers side, too, because they're in the midst of, like a 17-5 run or something like that. They started the year off horribly. They've been picking it up lately, but I guess they kind of looked themselves in the mirror and said this iteration of our team is not going to win a championship, so we might as well go ahead and get the most we can for a guy like James Harden now. Yeah. And I don't know. But did you guys expect any of that with James Harden? I mean, once it came out, of course, it's like, oh, yeah, it's James Harden. Of course he's going to do that. But it kind of caught me off guard because they were playing well.
It caught me off guard, especially with the year Harden was having. And to your point, Clippers didn't even get that great. A second rounder in Darius Garland should not be what you get in return for someone of Harden's caliber. But
it's the age contract. He's having a great year. You're right. It's just weird timing. I really think they looked themselves in the mirror and said, this is it with this version of the team. We're not going anywhere, even on this winning streak.
Yeah.
Can we talk about another weird timing?
Sure.
The Washington Wizards as a franchise entirely trading for Trae Young and Anthony Davis in this trade cycle. Washington trades for AD. The trade is Washington gets AD, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum. Dallas receives Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, who ended up, I believe, in Charlotte. The trades are moving all over the place. Marvin Bagley, Duke guy, 2 future first-round picks and 3 future second-round picks. Those 2 future first-round picks are absolutely terrible if you actually look at the protections and what drafts they're going to be in with 2027, and I believe it's a very heavily protected 2030 pick as well. When you see this trade come out, real quick on the Dallas side, I know I started this off with the Wizards side, but on the Dallas side, you see the trade come out, you see what it ends up being for Anthony Davis. At first, you're like, oh, there's a lot of picks. Okay, they got out of that. Okay. Then you realize the picks aren't anything, and then you realize this makes the Luka trade even crazier. How much it makes just as little sense as possible. The fact that all they could get for Luka Doncic was 1 first-round pick, Max Christie, and Anthony Davis. Meanwhile, we're seeing Jaren Jackson Jr. go for half the Jazz bench and a bunch of picks and everything. There had to have been a backdoor deal for Cooper Flagg. Like I don't know any other explanation for this anymore. You cannot make it make sense.
No, and it is the most lopsided eventual return for a superstar that I could definitely, since I've been watching the NBA and probably ever, I would say. I mean, I can't think of another one off the top of my head. But basically, you trade Luka for these picks that aren't great. Max Christie's still on the team, and then Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson. That's who you get.
Oh, Marvin Bagley's good, so chill out.
Yeah, Marvin Bagley's on there. Yeah, it's just unbelievable to me, and we're gonna look back in 10 years. And I still remember where I was when that Luka trade happened. Just screamed. I was just laying in bed about to go to sleep, saw the notification on my phone, just yelled. And then we did a podcast that night, didn't we?
Yes, we did an emergency podcast, and I ended up on the phone with about 4 different people till about 5 in the morning Mountain Time, just saying, I still just don't get this. It never made sense. It will never make sense. And clearly, this was all designed to get Cooper Flagg to Dallas, who, my sweet, sweet Cooper Flagg is unbelievable. I have some stuff on him later in the show.
Is this a stupid take by me? Like, why, if you're the Mavericks and you know you effed up so bad in the Luka trade originally, just keep Anthony Davis for the year. Just give it a shot. Give it a shot with him when Kyrie comes back and Cooper Flagg's there and PJ Washington. Just give it a chance. Even if Anthony Davis is not in your long-term future, couldn't you get this package of the summer? Couldn't you get this, I don't know. This just seems crazy to me.
And you see it and you go, you feel like you could have gotten something because you look at what they got. I don't see a real asset out of this return.
Because what's Anthony Davis's contract on? He's under contract for what? The next 2 years, and then he's or a year and then a player option. I don't understand how you couldn't just do this later. Give it a chance. Even if you screwed the Luka trade up that bad, give Nico's crazy, stupid vision a shot of like, oh, Kyrie's back. We have Anthony Davis. We've got Cooper Flag now. Let's just see what it looks like in the play-in tournament instead of just blowing it up for what? Like what value did they just get?
I'm okay with just bench him. Come up with some groin injury and say he's not playing the rest of the year. Tank, because this is the 1 year you actually have your pick, and so you can go get one of these top guys in a great draft. Just not let him play the rest of the year. This has to be was Anthony Davis telling teams that I will not re-sign with anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and I'm exercising my player option in the second year, and I'm going wherever I want. Is that what this is saying? Because that must have been what Clutch and whoever else is representing him was telling people. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You would feel like he would get a much bigger trade haul. Am I crazy, Chase?
No, you're right. What's really funny about the Mavericks situation is mid-season they decide, oh, Nico, that was stupid. We're going to go ahead and fire you. That took long enough. And then they go, well, we're going to go ahead and take over operations here, and this is what we're going to do. To me, it just kind of reeks of taking out the trash a little bit and just being like, hey, Washington, like, you guys want to just swap, aging and useless assets, and we'll just go ahead and call it a day. I think there was something clearly going on with Anthony Davis and the injuries, the probably not fitting in the city and the organization. He gained weight, whatever. But you have to get something if you're Dallas. And these 2 first-round picks are completely useless. First is OKC's from this season. That's going to be in the high 20s, if not just the 30th pick. And then you have Golden State from 2030, but it's top 20 protected, and then a bunch of second-rounders. You did turn Malachi Branham into Tyus Jones. That's the only silver lining you could possibly tell me from this transaction.
And as the biggest Tyus Jones guy there ever will be, he's not been playing well the last 2 years.
No.
Yeah. Watch him on defense. When it boils down to it, what draft pick, what player that they got for Anthony Davis and before that Luka is going to be a part of this Mavericks team future? What's it going to be? I guess Max Christie is the best option. Okay,
Cooper
but we're not counting.
They did not get Cooper Flag. They didn't get him. They would have got Cooper Flag if they'd made that trade or not.
Yeah, but
we can't correlate that. We can't be like, oh, they traded Luka for the number 1 pick, Cooper Flag. That can't be the correlation.
Was that pick part of the trade? I'm tripping right now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was Dallas's own pick, right? That pick, the Cooper Flag pick, was not part of the trade.
Yes,
right?
Yes. Yeah, it was Dallas's own pick, but that's the wink. But I know you can't do the correlation on paper.
The trade has nothing to do with that pick.
But none of it makes sense unless that's in there. Like I get like the GMs and all these people make mistakes. No GM is this stupid. Like it still doesn't make sense. And I know it's been beating a dead horse. People have talked about it for over a year now. How ridiculous it is. It still just will never, ever, ever make sense. And that's the only explanation is that there was a backdoor deal for Cooper Flag. That's the only explanation.
Will that ever come out? Will we ever hear that in 20 years?
No.
Tell all. Nico's on his deathbed, and he's like, no. I'll tell you what I know.
Wouldn't Nico say it by now? I mean, he got fired. Wouldn't he be like, by the way?
Oh, he's on every NDA that they had to offer.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's like that's the question: is has LeBron been faithful to his wife? It's like, you don't think there's been one? There hasn't been any NDAs out there.
I plead the fifth.
It's so funny how the Mavericks have farted their way to actually a pretty solid situation where they are right now. A lot of that has to do with the fact that Cooper Flag is the second coming of LeBron James, pretty much mixed with Larry Bird. I love where they're at, despite the crap that they've done over the past year and however many months. Like they get Kyrie back, they're going to get another lottery pick, and they're going to be really loaded up for next season to be a legitimate force in the West. But this is some of the worst front office movement I've seen, and it's working out for them.
It boils down to the question that everyone has said over the last year. It's like, to be honest, I would rather be in the Mavs position now than they were with Luka. I would rather have Cooper Flag.
I'd rather be running. I don't know about running money-wise, but the Mavericks are in a better spot than the Lakers. I vehemently believe that.
If you have to take away the free agent destination part of that, where the Lakers are going to get guys eventually because of that part. But I get what you're saying there, Connor hates Cooper Flag though.
No, it's not
come
that.
on.
It's just what's the plan now with the Chris Middleton who's making $33 million a year, and then another $33 million and $31 million next year, with the Kyrie who's got another year and a player option on his contract. What's the long-term plan now? Build around Cooper Flag, sure, but you've still got these guys that Klay Thompson's still on the team. He's 35. Like, I can't fathom the return they got for Anthony Davis is worth them not letting this team run it back next year. What's the downside? What's the downside? Genuinely.
I think we're having two different questions here, but yes, I agree with you.
Sorry, I've been caught up on that for like the last 10 minutes.
No, you're fine because the AD trade still is just, it's a bad trade, right?
Yeah, it is. And look, the Cooper Flag thing, let me get on record. I'm not a Cooper Flag hater. I do, like, that's the best situation in the league in terms of a young player to build around from that draft. When, Wembanyama, sure. But Cooper Flag, future cornerstone, without a doubt. I would have loved to see Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis just one time make a run when they're healthy. And maybe that would have never happened, but I would at least like to see him try next year.
It's okay. Marvin Bagley's there. It's Duke just replace
AJ Johnson's there.
Hey, just put like the Gothic letters on the Dallas jerseys and just make them Duke jerseys at this point. You got Marvin Bagley,
Tyus Jones, Lively's there.
Yep, Lively, Kyrie, Flag.
Yeah, wow.
5 Dukies.
Whole starting 5, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that trade was terrible. On the Wizards side, win now mode in Washington?
I guess. But you know what? At this point, if you're the Wizards, screw it, right? I mean, screw it.
No!
Why not? Screw it. Come on. Now, here's the thing I'll say. If they sign Anthony Davis and Trae Young to these massive extensions, then I'll have a big problem with it. But for right now, whatever.
Yeah, and how much is AD going to end up playing this year and whatnot? And Trae Young's clearly not playing the rest of this year for the Wizards. I guess your hope is you go into this draft, maybe you go get a Cam Boozer, Debanza, Peterson type guy, and you're like, okay, all of a sudden we're going to probably be in the playoffs with that roster going into next season.
They've got some decent pieces. Keyshawn George is good. I think Koulibaly's pretty good. Alex Sarr's shown flashes lately. They've got young pieces that are on the team. It is kind of weird having a Trae Young Anthony Davis duo with the timeline they've been on, though. I will say that it's a weird fit. I know you're scared, Chase.
I'm terrified of what the Wizards got going on. I just see it as a kind of a, can we get some butts in the seats to end the season? The question is, does Anthony Davis ever suit up in a Wizards jersey? That's very much up in the air.
Wait, but you're telling me AD and Trae Young were brought in to fill up the Hennessy Club courtside seats at Capital One Arena?
That's exactly what they were doing. And will it work? I don't know, because those guys probably will not even see the court. But hey, D'Angelo Russell might hit a shimmy step back. Let's just say I just don't envy a single Washington Wizards fan. I mean, this is terrible, and your best bet is to stumble into a top 2 pick here in the NBA draft. But those assets just seem too valuable for the NBA to let it happen. Like the odds of it Sacramento Wizards 101 and 102 are 0. The NBA is not that stupid. They're not going to send one of the top heaviest draft to some of the worst run franchises in the history of the league. Tough to be a Wizards fan. I don't know how people even do it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, it's easy coming from, Boston sports fan.
Yeah, some of us don't have a choice, Chase. Some of us don't get to hop on whatever bandwagon we want to when we're a kid.
I don't do that. But I thought the same thing for the Hornets for a long time. Now look what they're at. This is an awesome team. Number 1 league pass team by far. You got a great young core.
I was about to say, it only took us 2 decades. And even then, are we actually there? We're still 11th in the East. We've won 7 straight, and we're still not even in the play-in.
The fact that we're so happy with the Hornets and they're 11th in the East.
They're the most fun team to watch in the NBA.
How many games do Trae Young and Anthony Davis play together in a Wizards uniform? How
0
many together?
0. That's not happening.
They'll play next season.
Yeah, they'll start off next year. I'm gonna say 20.
You think AD gets dealt again? You think this gets pushed into
some other team? You think AD wants to go and play in Washington for the Wizards?
I think we're past the point of what AD wants to do at this point. He's kind of getting shipped around like garbage.
I think Rich Paul was like, "Look, dude, let's just get you a new apartment. You don't play at all for the Wizards, and then next offseason we'll figure it the heck out. You don't have to play in Washington."
$54 million this year, $58 million next year, $62.7 on the player option, 3rd year for Anthony Davis. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for Anthony Davis, who's going to be 33 in a month. God.
That's a lot of money. Let's go to another trade. I thought this was kind of like the biggest, whoa trade of the week. Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz? That's a lot of J's right there. And a lot of J's in this trade. I mean, the Jazz are just going for J's. Jaren Jackson Jr., Jock Lawndale, John Conchar, and Vince Williams Jr. to the Jazz. Danny Ainge has a type. Memphis gets Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Tyler Hendricks, Georges Niang, rest in peace, and 3 future first-round picks. And I'll get into those picks here in a little bit. But, Connor, initial reactions, Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz. Do you like it?
Yeah, initial reaction, I do. I think this finally signals the Jazz are like, hey, our timeline is at a place right now where we want to try to compete at least next season. And I think that's largely enabled by the fact that Walker Kessler has been better than advertised, and Keontae George has taken a major step forward this year. I truly do think that. Now, he's a little erratic at times. He'll have games where he has 7 or 8 turnovers, but he is consistently carrying this offense night in and night out. Lauri Markkanen is in and out of the lineup for quote-unquote injuries sometimes, and Keontae George has been great. So you look at a 5-man lineup going into next year of a Keontae George, maybe an Ace Bailey at the 2, and then a Lauri Markkanen, Triple J, and Walker Kessler. It's a pretty good lineup.
Or Darren Peterson.
That's true. That'd be the final piece of the puzzle. This roster has talent. I think it's a great move for the Jazz, and I'm happy they're finally buying at the deadline rather than just moving in the shadows and picking up second-round picks and whatnot.
Yeah, it's interesting. I hate to say it, but I actually do like what Utah did here. Yeah, there's problems with Triple J. He averages 4 rebounds. It's embarrassing. You're going to need to see some front court depth. Obviously, you have Walker Kessler to back it up, but after that, what's your answer? However, to Connor's point, they got some freaking talented dudes. I mean, even Collier's getting 22 assists. Granted, he's playing on a team that's actively trying to lose every single game that they play, but the framework is there. It's obviously going to do nothing for you this season. In fact, they want to keep losing. But depending on who they get in this upcoming draft, Carter, is it time for the Jazz to finally sneak into the top 3? Who knows? But they set up nicely for next year. I'll say it. Lowry can be an all-star caliber player. Triple J can be an all-star caliber player. You have your point guard. You have your center. And then who knows who you get to draft. It's a decent line.
And clearly the picks that they gave up, there were 2 27 first rounders, and then the Suns 2031 unprotected. That could be a juicy pick. But if you're going for it now,
that's the only asset that you're afraid of letting go.
Because the 2027 draft, if anybody knows, it's going to be generationally horrible draft. And even then, one of those picks has protections. One of them's the most favorable between the Jazz, Timberwolves, and Cavs, all who I think will be. I mean, the Jazz will probably be the worst out of those, and they're going to be a middle-of-the-pack team in the NBA, so you're probably looking outside of the lottery on that in a very, 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 very weak draft. So I like it for the Jazz, too. I hate to agree with everyone, but it's especially if you can get into the top 2, top 3 of this NBA draft, and you can go get a A.J. Debance, Darren Peterson, all of a sudden this Jazz team is looking like a real player for years to come with that kind of front court and that kind of size and athleticism. They become a real player, and also this signals to Jazz fans that Keontae George, they believe in him. They believe in this young core now, and so they figured out the draft pieces that actually work. I don't think they're going to be building around Cody Williams. I think that's long gone. And
I'm sure they're begging them, please, can we include him in the trade? Please, Memphis, take him.
And this is kind of a BYU point of this, Chase. I think it's going to be hilarious. Let's say the Jazz end up with the number 1 pick, which I do think can be a thing because I think the Jazz got punished with getting the 5th pick or 6th pick in last year's draft because of their egregious tanking. They haven't been doing egregious tanking this year. They're just not flat out not that good in a loaded Western Conference.
No, I think they're egregiously tanking once again.
You think it's egregious? It's not like last year.
It's not as bad as it was. Yeah.
Last year was insane.
Can you tell me the score of that Hornets game? Does anyone remember off the top of their head?
Hornets are the best team.
I was about to say, you're talking about the best 5-man lineup in the history of the NBA. I don't understand.
They lost by
60. The best 5-man lineup in the history of the NBA? Yeah, you're going to lose by 60 some nights.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this. Did the 2018 Warriors ever win by 60? Probably.
Carter.
I'm sure they did.
They probably did.
I think,
so no more slandering the best 5-man lineup in the history of the NBA.
I think for what they gave up, I think getting Jaren Jackson's pretty damn good for Utah. Like you guys said, he's 26. He's a former Defensive Player of the Year. He's an All-Star. He's averaging 20-something points a game. Sure, he's not the best rebounder. That's why you got Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen.
Well, yeah, that's the best part is Lauri Markkanen doesn't have to play inside the paint. And he can just sit out on the three-point line, shoot corner threes, and play his game. And the spacing could probably be a little bit weird at times and clogging up the paint, but I like this move.
We know Jaren Jackson wants to be out there. He's taking 5 threes a game.
But I do think it's going to be an interesting situation if they do get the number 1 pick, and it's Danny Ainge, Ryan Smith, BYU guys faced with, do they take their guy in Debanza or do they go with Darren Peterson? And Peterson would be the better basketball fit with this roster, at least.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But is he only playing first halves or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Questions that need answers.
And then on the Memphis side, clearly they were just calling everybody and their mother.
Yeah.
I mean, they were calling the New Zealand Breakers. They called me. They called KarterKast Enterprise and said, will you take John Morant? I said, no, we have strict gun laws here at KarterKast Enterprises. We can't take in John
Strict
Morant.
employee
at this time."
policies.
Yeah, it's we don't have the infrastructure in place to handle a John Morant at this moment. But
Can I just say that
go ahead.
I am stunned that they didn't sweet talk the Kings into taking John Morant. I'm stunned.
He was built to be a Sacramento King.
I cannot believe Vivek didn't get on the phone and say, "Here's Zach LaVine in a first. We'll take John Morant."
I got to say, it's kind of sad to see what happened to Memphis. They were on like the cover of Slam. It was like this
I saw
whole
that.
New Kids on the Block. We play rough, tough basketball. We don't give F what anyone thinks.
No.
Whoop that
Chase,
trick.
Chase, everything's fine. They're building around cornerstone franchise pieces of Zach Edey and Cedric Coward.
I mean, exactly.
Where do you
The
go
city
from here?
needs
I mean,
a win too, man. Holy cow.
Clearly, Ja's not part of their future plans. So what's next here? Is he gone over the summer? I guess, or what do you think happens here?
What do you get for him? Like you see what happened with Trae Young. It's a bag of chips to get off Trae Young. John Morant's trade value's probably around there, if not less than Trae Young at this point.
I mean, clearly they didn't get an offer. They must have not gotten an offer even close to what they wanted, or he would have been gone. Or maybe there was no market for him. I mean,
There was no offer at all. Let's be honest. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
That's a tough situation. I think they're heading for the doldrums as well there in Memphis.
It's okay. They got Zach Edey, man. All is well. All is well for the Jazz or for the Grizzlies. All is well for the Jazz, man. I think if you're a Jazz fan, you should be pumped, especially because the product you've had to watch over the last few years has that's like ever since Mitchell left has been terrible. Moving on, Porzingis to the Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga finally out of there. Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, Steph Curry. I think they had like a pizza party afterwards. They were so excited to finally lose Kuminga. They're like, finally, he's gone. We did it. We did it. We got rid of Jordan Poole. We got rid of Jonathan Kuminga. We can finally breathe now because this dude have been, especially Steve Kerr, this man has wanted him gone for so long, and they finally did it. But they bring in Porzingis? Like, what are they doing?
You know what's funny? Sometimes, like, not all trades are the same. And a lot of people like to view these trades as like, all right, these guys think they're getting equal value here, right? It's a trade. Like, who won it? Man, sometimes you just trade to just get someone the frick off your team. And you really don't care. I mean, Porzingis couldn't play and has barely played this season because of some ambiguous disease that he clearly still hasn't gotten over. And it was, yeah.
It's moving. Hey, he'll be in San Francisco.
What does that mean?
Moving on.
I see.
It does. It kind of comes full circle where you look at it and you're like, this is all you get for Jonathan Kuminga? Is Kristaps Porzingis that's going to play 20% of the games and might, just has some crazy disease? I get it. If you're the Warriors, you had to get rid of him. He's not going to play for you after the deadline. He's not a part of your future plans, but I just always thought they'd get more for him. You had to do it though. I don't know what's next for the Warriors. It's kind of a brutal situation for Steph Curry, if we're being honest.
I think it's to the point you just trade him to Charlotte and cut bait.
Yeah, you're right. I guess well take him if you attach him first, of course.
Look, like I love you, LaMelo, but hey, have fun in San Francisco. You're close enough to LA. quick flight home. It's all good. Go have fun in California. We'll have Steph come home, do a homecoming. It's okay. We'll just make it happen.
That Warriors team is going nowhere. Where are they right now? 27-24, eighth in the West.
Well, then Draymond's doing post-game pressers being like, man,
gosh.
what a effing ride. What a effing ride it's been with y'all, man. We've been doing it, and then he's not going anywhere. Now, I texted you this, Connor. I would love Draymond Green to Charlotte. I think that makes the most sense.
That I would have been fine with that. You probably don't have to give up very much. You take on his contract. It's probably overpaid at this point in his career, and you add a little effort to the team. That's what the Hornets need.
They do. But at the same time, I guess the Warriors just really don't want to break it up, and maybe Curry stepped in and said, no, I don't want Draymond to leave, I guess. They just don't have any outs.
I don't know what you do, especially with Jimmy Butler.
Poorly.
With Jimmy Butler being gone, I mean, what's their lineup in the playoffs going to be? What's their closing lineup going to be? Curry, Pods, Moses Moody, Draymond Green, and maybe Porzingis if he's healthy, if he's playing. If not, then is it Quentin Post?
Melton.
Is it D'Anthony Melton?
It's D'Anthony Melton.
Yeah, that's brutal. I don't think. I will be betting against the Warriors in the play-in tournament, and if they make the playoffs, I'll be betting against them in round one because I think this team is cooked.
It's interesting. It's kind of like there's two sides of the coin here where it's really sad to see Curry go out this way because he has so much more to give and one of the all-time you just love to watch this guy play basketball. On the other end, it's like, is it kind of cool that he's a one franchise guy? He's a Dirk, Kobe. He's in that category. The problem is this front office has done him absolutely zero favors. And Draymond Green, who they love to protect, punched their chances literally in the face, changed the trajectory of that team, and did them zero favors. And if you're Steph Curry, what are you thinking at this point? You just made your move at the deadline. This year's now a wash. If nothing happens in the summer, at what point do you seriously consider, like, if I want to do something with the rest of my basketball career, I have to move on? Because it's not happening in Golden State.
Yeah,
he won't do it.
Yeah, but that's the problem is we talk about how awesome it was that Dirk and Kobe stayed with those teams their entire careers. Those last 5 years sucked for both of them. Mm-hmm. It was awful basketball. Yay, Robert Sacre box out. Oh, Ryan Kelly with the rebound. Oh, great, Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, it was terrible watching him walk up the court that last year at the Mavs.
And maybe Steph's fine. Maybe it's like, look, I won 4 titles. I got MVPs. I got my Finals MVP. Like, I'm a Hall of Famer, the best shooter ever lived. I mean, he's top 15 all time. He's had an amazing career, and if this is how he wants to end it, so be it.
Yeah, but 5 years from now, like 5 years after he retires, no one's going to care about these last 4 or 5 years of his career where they weren't doing anything. Everyone's going to think about the crazy run the Warriors went on. So, and he's a one-team guy. So
just sucks for us. He's not thinking about us, the people who sit and watch hours of basketball every night. We want to see you play.
About us, he'd want to come home.
We want to see you on the Charlotte Hornets, Steph. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
What screwed this Warriors team up, and I've heard people talk about it, is just missing on Kuminga, missing on Moses Moody, missing on James Wiseman in the COVID draft. It was just too many misses in a row without some kind of franchise-changing player through the draft. And when you're a team like that, you have to hit in the draft at least a couple of times to continue your run. And they didn't do that. And then you pay Jordan Poole $1 bajillion, probably not deserved. I mean, I guess you had to, but that's a ton of money for Jordan Poole, who's getting DNP coaches' decisions on the effing New Orleans Pelicans right now, by the way. So I don't know. It's tough. They tried to do the whole split timeline, young core, but still have Curry and Clay thing. It just didn't work out, and I don't see an out for them. I truly don't see an out for them.
There isn't.
And there was never a Giannis trade. They were never going to have enough to get a Giannis trade.
No, when the Warriors would come into the conversation, that's also when it's funny when people it's like when they bring up the Raptors in these big trade conversations. Like, what are the Raptors going to give? Like, Scotty Barnes is decent, but he's not in a Giannis deal. Like, this makes no sense.
But that's better than what the Warriors could offer.
Yeah, but it's not as good as that Pelicans pick that the Hawks own.
No, that's true.
The best asset out there right now. That could be a trade piece, but doesn't matter anymore. I brought this up to Chase. I think it was off air after we recorded a BYU show, Chase. I wanted to bring it up to Connor about the Pelicans, where I was at Pelicans Hornets on Monday, I believe, where they have so many awesome pieces to this team, but it just does not work in any way, shape, or form together on a basketball court, and never has with this franchise, honestly, as a whole, for the last 2 decades. the Pelicans are just like that dude in Monopoly, Connor, that just has the one missing piece to everybody's to complete their hotel set in Monopoly. Like, you're looking for all the pink pieces. The Pelicans have St. Charles Place. They're not going to win the game of Monopoly, but they're just using it to screw you over, it basically. Like, if the Pelicans get rid of one of these guys,
pay me rent.
yeah, it's like, all right, yeah, pay me the $20, but when the hotels come in, it's $300 when you land on this spot. The Pelicans, like, just let these guys go to contenders. Like, none of them fit there.
No, because like, I'll give you, I'll give you St. Charles Place. It's kind of like Trey Murphy. It's like, yeah, I'll dangle Trey Murphy in front of you if you maybe you can give me this, and then it's like, nah, I'm just gonna keep him. We're good. We'll just keep playing.
Jose Alvarado is definitely the electric company, right?
One of the railroads.
Yeah, he's a railroad or an electric company. Like, it's like he'll never be a hotel. You'll never put a hotel on him. But like, you're like, gosh, I gotta pay $70. F you, Jose Alvarado.
It's kind of valuable. Yeah, no, you're right. The Pelicans, we've said this for years, just pieces we love. Trey Murphy, just watched him hit 12 threes last night. Great piece. Zion.
He's awesome.
Zion, but I mean, there's potential there. Herb Jones is a good piece on a winning team. They've got players that are pretty good. They just don't work.
Yeah, Tim Legler nailed the Zion piece where it's just like, look, man, this guy, the athleticism and everything he's got to his game, the fact that he averages, 6 rebounds a game, that tells you everything.
Oh, and he was talking about how that just means you don't want to run up and down the court.
Yep.
You don't want to go crash the boards because it's longer to run back on defense.
Longer run.
Tim Legler's like, damn, that's a long run. And it's like, that's exactly what Zion's thinking, because you've been there late and getting late night at pickup where it's like, I'm not running all the way down there. F that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to take one jab step in towards the free throw line, and then maybe the long rebound bounces to me, but I'm just going to start backpedaling.
Yep. Anyhow, unfortunately, Steph Curry will not be coming to the Charlotte Hornets, but they got maybe the next best thing. Kobe White is now a Charlotte Hornet for Colin Sexton and 3 future second-round picks. Mike Conley gets bought out by every team traded. He's getting passed around like Luke Ridnour back in the day.
He's going back to
Kobe
Minnesota,
White,
by the way. I know he is, and that's going to be that's just, I hate that.
Kobe White to Charlotte. Absolutely love this move.
I think it's a great move. As a Carolina guy, I should have worn my Kobe White jersey to this podcast. I've got a Kobe White Bulls jersey hanging in my closet right now. This is a guy that has over the last couple of years been a number one scoring option for long stretches for the Chicago Bulls. He's averaging 20-something plus points a game for long stretches over the last couple of years. This year, he's been hurt, had a down year, in and out of the starting lineup, just never really found a rhythm with this year's Bulls team. And so the Hornets being able to get him for what I think is a steal in terms of his talent versus what they gave up. Like, Colin Sexton has been, fine, electric player off the bench. He's also an expiring contract. So for what the Hornets gave up to get Kobe White, who I think they'll be able to re-sign if all goes well, A+. Having Kobe White as your 6th man, I think is a luxury the Hornets never thought they would have, and I surely didn't think they'd have it. So I'm pumped. I think it's a great move.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to pretend I know the Hornets as well as you guys, but I agree. Really good spot. Does it set up Charlotte? Does it set up Charlotte to finally pull the trigger and move on from LaMelo? Is the big storyline I will look for.
Not the way they're playing right now, I don't think.
No, there's real chemistry with. I don't think so. I think this is you move Miles Bridges, bring in a vet, and then go after a big, and I think you just run it. I think that's how it's going to go this offseason, and I'm here for it because this Charlotte team, man, if they keep playing this way, which it's February, so it's a long ways away from the playoffs, but if they're playing remotely like this, they're going to be a tough out in the play-in and then maybe even the playoffs. Like, if I'm the Pistons and I got to face this Hornets team, that's going to be a very competitive 6-game series at least.
Yeah, I would agree. I think anybody playing the Hornets in the first round, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be a 4-0 like some of those old Raptors teams that used to be like the 8th seed in the playoffs. It's not going to be a 4-0. It's going to be the Hornets are going to kick your ass a couple nights throughout this series, and you're really going to have to earn it to beat them 4-2. So I don't know. I think it's a great move. And the Hornets actually have a legitimate, I think their bench is pretty good. Sure, they could use one more big, and it's not Xavier Tillman, but their bench is actually pretty good. Like, there's guys that I would not mind being in there at the end of the game, other than the starting 5.
Xavier Tillman and Grant Williams together. What's that? It's like the two picture. It's like the picture of the two guys on the motorcycle. That's what I feel like with Xavier Tillman and Grant Williams.
Jersey swap and nobody knows. The Morse brothers.
I don't really have any more trade stuff. Jared McCain to the Thunder, I do love. The only point I'll bring up about Jared McCain to the Thunder is it's gonna be round 2, Thunder versus Lakers or whatever, and Jared McCain's gonna drop 23 in a playoff game, and everyone's gonna go, "Why the f did the Sixers move on from him for nothing? Like, this makes no sense." That's what's going to happen. I don't know if he'll be at the Thunder long term, but I think he'll play some big minutes for the Thunder come playoff time, though, at least.
I think so, too. And I think it was just time for McCain to get off the Sixers. There's a log jam at guard. Edgecombe's been better than advertised. Maxey's awesome. Quentin Grimes, I think, might stick around for the long term. There just wasn't enough rotation to go around. I'm not mad they moved him, but it's just, of course the Thunder get him. Of course the Thunder get him for cheap like that. He will be in this Thunder rotation for the next couple of years because they're not going to have enough cap space to pay Lou Dort, to pay, maybe an A.J. Mitchell or an Isaiah Joe or somebody like that. Jared McCain will be in this rotation for the next few years.
Absolutely.
What an interesting story, Jared McCain. Took the league kind of by storm his rookie season, obviously gets hurt. It looks like he's going to be a franchise-like staple. And here he is getting traded for 4 picks. I honestly think Sixers got pretty good value out of him. I mean, that guy was in the G League. Had nothing to do with that team.
That's true. And there's no guarantee he's going back to what he was his rookie year. I mean, that's true.
Right. But if he's going to do it, it's going to be on Oklahoma City. So, real win-win for both teams, to be honest.
I know.
Yeah. Couple more things I had. I didn't have any more. Did you guys have any more trades you wanted to touch on? I just had some other NBA stuff I wanted to hit.
Pistons gave up Jaden Ivey, got back Kevin Huerter. I guess that's
Fine.
more of what they need.
Love it.
I still think Jaden Ivey has something left in him. I'm still a Jaden Ivey believer.
But I don't like him on the Bulls. I don't like anything on the Bulls.
Well, look at the Bulls roster now and tell me what you like on that team. It's just a hodgepodge.
I like Giddey.
Yeah, he's fine.
Has flashes.
I guess. That's, I guess, about it.
We didn't touch on Zubac to the Pacers as much as we should have. Next year's Pacers team, absolutely terrifying, to say the least. That is.
So what's their starting 5 next year? Who's their 2 guard next year? Is it Halliburton, Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Siakam, Zubac?
I've said this for about 8 teams now, but Darren Peterson.
That's the thing that is absolutely
that's the X factor.
So scary. So you have Halliburton, Nembhard, or Nesmith at the 2. Whoever you get in the draft at 3, who knows, or maybe you switch that with Nembhard, whatever, and then Siakam and Zubac. Completely scary. Immediately, I want to put them as favorites to win the East. It's so early, but I think it's an amazing move. It was a pretty hefty price, but you didn't need those pieces anyway for the Pacers.
No, I think it's worth it. I think it's a worthy price to pay. And as much as we've talked about James Harden already in this episode, when James Harden first got to L.A., him and Zubac's 2-man game was bread and butter. That is what carried the Clippers for long stretches. And so you put a guy like Tyrese Halliburton, hopefully he's back to full health. Him and Zubac together, I think it's going to be great. I truly do. I think it's going to be a great partnership. And Zubac is more of that low post, bang bodies around, rebound the ball than a Miles Turner who just camps at the top of the key. So it might honestly be a better fit for the Pacers.
No, I think it's a huge win. And bad job by me for not diving into that one more earlier in the pod. Shout out you, Chase, for pointing that one out. Because
unless they get the 5th pick, then big loss.
Yeah, it's a big loss.
You left it exposed. Exposed piece of that draft, 5-9.
Just a couple other quick ones. Luke Kennard going to the Lakers for Gabe Vincent. That's fine. Yeah, Gabe Vincent's not good. Luke Kennard can provide some shooting. It always worries me whenever there's a shooter that goes to the Lakers playing with LeBron. Somehow they always just get worse.
And the dog back there is loving the squeaky toy too. He's like, Luke Kennard, yes, I love it.
Yeah, I know. He's squeaking his toy back there. He said, "What do you mean Lakers talk? I'm in." It's like ESPN back there.
He's like, please talk about CP3 getting traded to the Raptors. And wait, he's still actually on the Clippers. He didn't actually get waived overnight. What happened there?
Underrated move, Ayo Dosunmu to the Wolves. I think he's going to play big minutes for them in the playoffs. I think he's going to be pretty good. He's been picking it up for the Bulls bench unit recently. I think he'll be a good piece.
What a disastrous move trading for Rob Dillingham. And I liked Rob Dillingham. I was like, okay, I get why you do this. I liked him being a heat check guy out of Kentucky. He might as well have been Trey Lance coming into the league.
Well, when you're letting Bones Highland get rotation minutes over you, that's when you know it's time to go to a new situation. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it was like in San Francisco with Trey Lance when he was a quarterback. It's like, oh, every other person in the system is playing over you? Okay, I think they're seeing some stuff in practice.
Oh, Easton Stick looked better at the Chargers than you did? Yeah, that's a problem.
DJ Uiagalelei is playing? All right.
Oh, man. That's about all I had. What did the Celtics do anything else? They gave us Tillman. Thanks, Chase, for that.
Thank
Cole
you.
Anthony going to the Suns. Let's go. Tar Heel.
Eric
Nuggets
Gordon to
dump
the
Hunter
Grizz.
Tyson.
Come on.
Yeah, Tyson gets dumped by the Nuggets. I think that's
All in
about it. Yabusele to the Bulls for Dallin Terry. Woo.
This needs to be said. This was
That's
a pretty
my
lame
next point,
trade
Chase.
deadline.
Oh.
And there's only one person to blame for a massive amount of
here we
balls
go.
we all got. And that is Shams Charania, however the heck you want to pronounce it. This was a masterclass in how not to do the job and what's completely wrong with what we have going on in the NBA right now with these guys breaking news and all this stuff. When it was him and Woj, at least they had competition and they had to be good and they had to up their game every once in a while. Now he's competing with Jake Fisher and Chris Haynes, who don't get anything right and nothing notable ever. And he's just turned into a guy who likes to tweet about Giannis could be on the move. He goes on ESPN. He's like, I'm hearing a lot of stuff. And then he going nowhere. Staying here.
I could have tweeted that. We could have just tweeted, we're hearing rumblings of the Warriors wanting Giannis. Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
I would too if I was the Warriors.
We need someone else to step up here. Who's going to be our new inside guy to push Shams out of the way? Because this is unbelievable.
Wait, let me break news for you right now. It's not going to be Jake Fisher. It's not.
It's not going to be Chris Haynes either. We did a new kid.
Chris Haynes at least some of Chris Haynes' reports actually come true. I think Jake Fisher's hit rate is probably 5%, if that, and that might even be a stretch. And his only hit rates are like Mac McClung getting brought up from the G League. It's like GMs are just like, here you go, I'll give you some pennies, but
crumb.
The GMs are clearly using Jake Fisher to just put out
Peddle narratives.
BS information and say, okay, what would public opinion be on this if we did this? And then they can see all the comments coming in and everything. It's like, okay, that's what public opinion would be if we did that. But nothing, stop aggregating his stuff. Nothing he says is true. Go back and look at his tweets. Look at all the stuff that was aggregated from him saying, oh, Lonzo Ball's getting traded to the Hornets. Oh, this, that, and the other. Oh, he tweeted out that LeBron was getting ready to separate from the Lakers. No, he is not. He's not
Carter,
going
he was
anywhere.
getting draft picks wrong. He was trying to do the Shams Woj thing. He was getting draft picks wrong.
That was one of my favorite nights of all time, just seeing him just backtracking on those draft picks and everything. And look, he might even be a nice guy. Don't know him personally, but stop aggregating his stuff. NBA Centel, Ballsack Sports has a better hit rate than this guy.
Kenny
let
Beacom
me
was
tell you
beating
guys this.
Shams this season.
I'm sure you guys saw this as well, but this was just an all-time trade deadline for like Underdog NBA or FanDuel Sportsbook, whoever, tweeting like, oh, this, and this per blank source. And the source was like, Lakers LeBron 101.
Yeah.
Per Lakers LeBron 101. The Lakers are in the running for Giannis now. Or per Golden State Warriors lover 59, Giannis is on the move to the Bay Area. And those were the sources.
I mean,
It was unbelievable.
we had Legion Poops out here being like, I'm hearing some crazy LeBron rumblings. Like, dude, no one's talking to you. Shut the frick up.
Can I be honest? Legion Hoops might be the number one account that annoys me the most on social media. I think that's
Really?
number one. I think
He's
Legion
terrible.
Hoops is number one. The way that guy tweets sometimes is unbelievable. He's like, man, unreal news out of Golden State. Tough one. And a loss. It's like, what?
Shout out to him. He doesn't have that Kalshi or Polymarket thing next to his name yet. So you gotta give him credit where that's due. But that's coming in due time.
Yeah, who on this show would ever use Kalshi? Carter, who would ever do that?
Yeah, like making a Dylan joke.
No names. Just saying.
Dylan's betting on whether Jesus is coming in 2027.
If Dylan makes it to 1 hour 4 minute mark of this episode and hears that, I'll take the heat. But there's no chance.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, he ain't making it to this point. Yeah, I had the Shams point brought up too, and the no Giannis thing and everything. And then it's so funny because Giannis put out that tweet like not leaving and legends stay or whatever. It's like you're the one wanting to be out. You're the one who requested the trade. You're leaving in the summer. Shut the F up.
You diagnosed yourself in the locker room like 3 weeks ago, dude.
I never understood why, like with the whole Giannis thing, especially after the injury, why Shams and all these other people were like, oh, it's happening at the deadline. It's happening. No, it's not. There was a really good chance it was going to happen over the summer anyways, and then he gets hurt. So what's the rush? The Bucks can get better, more lucrative offers, and probably more, just in general, more offers over the summer. So why wouldn't you just wait? Giannis is going to play the rest of this year probably.
And also, it feels like the likely candidate would be the Atlanta Hawks with that pick.
Yeah.
Like, once we get to the draft lottery, that's when I think the Giannis stuff really starts ramping up, when we know what draft picks people own.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. Not surprised he didn't get moved.
No.
Can we start like a Shams like mass unfollowing? Can we do a school walkout? Can we start to like put some accountability with this dude? This was awful. The last week has been terrible and nothing delivered.
But he's just been saying this crap all the time. But I also...
Well, he has to. He's on ESPN shows. You got to talk about something. You have to break some sort of relevant news. And they're just push this Giannis stuff. Push it.
It's ESPN. He's right.
But I've always been anti-scoops guys, especially the pro sports ones, where it's like Shams, Woj, Schefter, Rappaport, and these guys. It's not impressive. They work for the networks. The networks legally, through the TV contracts, have to be fed this information. They have to have access to this stuff first. So, like, when Bijan Robinson gets injured for the Falcons, they have to let Rappaport or Schefter know. That can't go out to a local beat guy. So it's not impressive what they're doing. They're just human press releases. That's why I did get blocked by Woj, because I had multiple tweets and multiple clips out saying he is a human press release. But I stand by it. It's lame. Who cares?
That's great.
There's no difference. I would feel no different about any of these trades. Actually, I'd feel better probably if the Mavericks announced or if the Wizards announced they traded for Anthony Davis, if they just tweeted it 4 minutes later with a graphic from their official account. There's no reason for a Shams or Woj bomb. It's stupid.
I mean, Shams getting tweeted at by the Bucks admin, and Doc Rivers was poking jokes in a press conference. This is how unserious this has become. We just need another competitor. We need someone else to step in here and be like,
or just get rid of these scoops guys. I don't care.
They never will, because it's too invaluable for a GM to have a Jake Fisher and be like, hey, put out a feeler there. We want to see public opinion. We want to see this stuff. We just need someone else to step up. Who's it going to be? Which one of y'all sickos listening to this wants to get on the good side of all these GMs and start to leak news and beat Shams' his own game? That's what has to happen.
Should it be me? You see this journalism degree right behind me?
He's got, hey.
I could do it.
Hit us up.
Breaking
all the GMs
news.
listening to this.
Breaking news. Charlotte Hornets are interested in Giannis Antetokounmpo at the right price.
I mean, you're a natural.
Sources are telling me the Hornets are interested in various players across the league.
Maybe it's Legion Poops. Maybe Legion Poops is our guy. He was on fire this week.
What about Hoodie Garland Lover or whatever that guy's name is on Twitter? Let him do it. Or what's the one Lakers guy, LeBron Kitis or something? What's that guy? He's always in the comments. Maybe it's him.
How many are there? Golly.
You guys see the Jamal Mashburn Cooper Flag take where he's like he would be the sixth best freshman in this class?
I think that's a great take. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think my tweet deserved more love, Carter. I think I had a good one.
I did. It was the worst take of all time. Jamal Mashburn. I know he's trying to prop up these freshmen. That's what TNT probably asked him to do on the show. But my guy, stop watching Kendrick Perkins film, buddy.
He just dropped 50. Cooper Flag just dropped 50 in a professional basketball game.
Shame on the rest of the desk for not punching him in the face with how stupid that was. I mean,
wow.
You're
inciting violence, protest. Come on, Chase. What are we doing? Walkouts. Now you're advocating for violence.
That's how you get things done in this country.
Yeah,
what has happened to TNT and CBS shows right now, dude? Because their Champions League coverage is really good. Outside of that, like college basketball, both college basketball sets, the TNT and the CBS set, the NFL studio CBS stuff. All of it is so effing bad now. They're awful. They're the worst in the game.
Shout out NBC, though. They're on the opposite trajectory. They're really killing it with the NBA Sunday night stuff. That was amazing this week. Obviously, they got the Olympics, going to do Super Bowl. Tarico's the best in the game right now.
I do like Tarico.
Yep. Tarico's unbelievable. And then last point I had, with the kind of a 2026 draft thing right now, obviously I think all of us here would take Cooper Flagg over anybody in this upcoming draft, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I think it's a no-brainer.
We've seen it.
Hindsight's 2020,
but
we lucked out that we got to see him play it. So absolutely,
I think you guys and anybody listening to this podcast can definitely test. I would have said Cooper Flagg 1-1 in this draft a year ago, and I will always say that forever. I think Jokic might be the only player I would trade Cooper Flagg for at this point. That's how much.
Not even Whippy.
No.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I don't believe he's too big. Connor, in your heart of hearts, does Wemby play 10 years from now?
10 years from now?
Yeah. Is he playing?
Oh man, I don't. No comment.
No, he's not. I'll say it. No.
Yeah,
I hope he stays healthy so bad. I pray for it. But
he's not the type of guy to have a 20-year career.
Cooper Flagg's going to be playing in 2048.
For the Boston Celtics. That'll be his 15th year on the Celtics too.
You're going to be you're going to have a third kid, and Cooper Flagg's still going to be putting up numbers.
Wow. Well, actually, we're pregnant with triplets. No, I'm just kidding.
He's still putting up numbers at 19. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But where does Con Knippel go in this draft? I think that's the more interesting question. If you play what you know about Con Knippel and how awesome he's been this rookie season, kind of going toe-to-toe with Cooper Flagg for Rookie of the Year and what he's done for the Hornets, where would you put him in this 2026 NBA draft right now with Debanza, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson, and Kingston Fleming?
If I was like a GM, you mean?
Yeah.
I'd probably put him 7th. 6th or 7th. Yeah, I mean, because the majority of these guys that you just named, a Caleb Wilson, a Boozer, a Darren Peterson, a Demonsta, they have the potential to be like a 1-1 top 5 player in the league type deal. As much as I love Con Knippel, that's not what he's going to be.
3. He goes 4.
3? You think he goes 3?
You go Cam over Con right now, Carter.
I don't know. I think
Cam,
there is a
Cam
limit.
has a bit potential to be more.
But
as much as I love Con, come on.
But I don't think Cam Boozer's ever going to be a 1-1 on an NBA title team. And that's no disrespect to Cam Boozer. He's going to play probably the Kevin Love role in the NBA, which isn't a bad thing.
Really?
Kevin Love was averaging, he was getting 20-20s every other night for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Can he be as good as his dad?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. And Carlos Boozer in his prime was an
but
unbelievable
that's a different ball
player.
game, though.
Cam's doing stuff that Carlos couldn't even dream of in college.
I would rather have Kevin Love's career than Carlos Boozer's career.
I'd take Carlos Boozer individually though, straight up 1-on-1.
No,
I don't know. Kevin Love was putting in work on the block.
Kevin Love gets a bad rap for having to play with that LeBron big three sometimes, and the LeBron PR campaign against Kevin Love did way too much damage to his career. Kevin Love's a good player.
Yeah, he was damn good in Minnesota. You go back and watch some of those years he played with Pegovic. Ooh,
Cam Boozer's a more athletic Kevin Love.
Carter, what is Con's absolute peak? Con Knippel at his best.
We're seeing this at what? He's 20 years old right now.
This is my argument too, Chase.
He's been awesome, but what is his absolute best?
A 2 on a winning team.
Klay Thompson is the best. I think that's like. If he turns into Klay Thompson, that is an amazing career, right?
Yeah.
Con can facilitate a little more than Klay Thompson can.
That's what I'm
saying. Off the dribble, off a pick and roll is.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Would you rather have Klay Thompson or Kevin Love?
Klay Thompson.
Okay, I don't hate that now that we talked it out. I get top 5.
And
Con would be
it's
top
not
5.
even just that. Both of those dudes.
I put Con at 4. I just would take Cam over him. That's all I'm saying.
I think
so then who are you kicking out?
Caleb Wilson.
I've seen enough. You seen the shooting charts?
Darren Peterson.
You seen the shooting charts, Connor?
Are we talking Cooper Flagg too? Or no?
No,
we're not putting this.
2026.
Okay, then move Con up. Then move Con up a spot for me. I thought we were still having Cooper Flag in this.
But you would
argument as
rather you would take Caleb Wilson over Con?
well. No, I don't think so. Not right now. Not now that I've seen.
Clip it.
If you would have asked me this,
There's no way.
before I saw Con Knippel play a game.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that,
Yeah,
but
we
that's my
all
point
would be
to
saying this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, as of right now, since I've seen half a year of Con Knippel and the Hornets, no, I think I want Con on my team.
It's Con Knippel single-handedly is the reason why the Hornets are anything at this point of this season.
His ability to facilitate is unbelievable.
He has changed the entire landscape of how the Hornets play basketball and the connectivity of it and spreading the floor and his elite shot making and his ability to play off 2 feet. And he's really not that bad of a defender. Like, he tries hard. He gives an F on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Like, he's changed totally what the Charlotte
And he's
Hornets
the
are.
best, having the best rookie 3-point shooting season of all time.
If Con Knippel isn't in Charlotte right now, we're still talking about Charlotte as a joke franchise. And now we talk about them like all of a sudden every analyst out there is talking about Charlotte's making some genius moves. Charlotte's this up-and-coming franchise. It's because of Con Knippel. That's how good he's been.
I'm glad that
Ryan
the Hornets are getting
Kalkbrenner.
some love. I'm glad the Hornets are getting some love, but I'm kind of jealous. Like I like to gatekeep. I'm like, hey, you weren't here in the trenches. Don't be hopping on the Hornets bandwagon now, and everybody is.
Chase did make a good point. Like Kalkbrenner, Liam McNeely, rest in peace Mason Plumlee, rest in peace Pat Connaughton, Con Knippel. I mean, yeah, just a lot of good pieces that really helped build the foundation for this Hornet season.
Yeah, I mean the Celtics are copying it. You got Vooch, Peyton
Hauser.
Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Baylor Shireman, Hugo Gonzalez, Luca Garza.
Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Anyhow, that's all I had. You guys have anything else? That was a long pod, but it was good stuff.
No, good stuff. I'm excited to get back into basketball. I've been finding myself watching a lot more League Pass recently. Now that football's come to an end.
I'm okay. Football's coming to an end. It's basketball time. I'm ready. And we forget, like, we're not going to get as good of a playoffs as we had last year. Last year's playoffs was just on crack. Like, go watch back the highlights.
While we haven't, Chase, Super Bowl thoughts. 30 seconds.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll just say this. I'm nervous, but do not underestimate this Patriots team. I think they're getting completely looked over right now. I think it's crazy. Doesn't mean I think they're going to go out and show out and win, but they're so much better than what people are saying about them.
I mean, it's kind of what the Patriots are historically. It's just that underdog team that nobody really knows about. And
I mean, he's not wrong.
Ragtag group of guys. I mean, nobody
rebels.
believed in us. Nobody believed in us.
You guys joke, but when I was born, Pats had 0 Super Bowls. And in 2001, Brady came in. He was the backup quarterback that year. And this is
You're
this
acting
is
like
a
you remember this.
similar vibe. I've watched enough film. I might as well have been there. Trust me, dude. This is 2001 all over again.
yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Chase. I think people are overlooking them, but maybe it's for good reason. And I love Drake May, but
This is my thing, though. Like, when did we start loving the Seahawks? 3 weeks ago, no one was like, oh, I just love Seattle, dude.
when Sam Darnold started dicing up the Rams, yeah.
They proved it.
Last week he did that. I'm talking about 3 weeks ago. What's changed?
That
No,
proved
you
could
can't
do
just
it
all of a sudden
in the
be on a
NFC
team
title game.
2 weeks before the Super Bowl. That's not how it works.
When there's 2 teams left, I sure as hell can be in on one of the teams.
Chase, breaking news. I wasn't into either of these teams, so yes, I can be.
Were they 60-1 in the preseason? Yeah, no, neither of these teams were in my Super Bowl.
Everyone was forgetting Sam Darnold threw 4 picks the first time he played the Rams. Like, that's still in him, dude.
I've watched plenty of Carolina Drake May film. He's capable of that kind of crap too.
Yeah, because Mac Brown committed war crimes with that roster and team. He wasted his college career. I wish he had gone to Bama, honestly. Honestly.
No way
Connor.
Drake May
I
and Amari
hate
Hampton were on the
UNC for what
same
they
team,
did.
right? No way.
All right. That's enough. Let's get score prediction for the Super Bowl, so we can, just in case we need to clip it off if you get it right.
Pats win 28-24.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. I love it. Anyhow, all right, let's wrap up. Download SeatGeek. Use code KarterKast, $20 off your first purchase. You know the drill. SeatGeek.com. At Chase_Roger0, at Connor_Spare, at CarterBA, at KarterKast on everything. Subscribe at KarterKast on the YouTube channel. Subscribe. 5-star review wherever you're listening. And check out the college basketball stuff. Check out the football stuff. Dylan, even on the golf stuff, make sure to check it out as well. And listen to Chase and I if you're a BYU fan. I'm sure you already do on Church Ball. So check that all out, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.